Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 4pixels. Coco is here with Kimi and our guest, Leif Lane Buttons, and we are continuing the letter.
Oh, yes, we are.
Let's read this journal entry first.
Okay.
Where is it?
Who knows?
There.
Oh,
Oh my god. Oh god.
Coco, just plain out, just ignore that. Like, nope.
Just cover it. Just cover it.
Put some random emoji face on her face.
The thinking face.
With Hannah away for a checkup, Luke was left alone to watch over his godchild, Kylie's Suarez. However, what was supposed to
I
be
killed it!
what?
What?
Fucker who
fuck?
gave me an infection!
Oh, the fly. Oh.
No, it's a mosquito, and it gave me an infection! That's fucking
Oh.
revenge!
Oh, you killed it?
Yes.
That
Good.
was the
Moving
cry of victory into the call.
Rape mosquito. It shall not be missed.
No, it doesn't get to rest in peace. It rests in pieces.
Wow.
All right. So journal entry.
That goes fired up.
However, it was supposed to be a simple babysitting turned outward when the precocious child began spouting bizarre things.
I mean, like, to be fair, it does sound bizarre, but I did tell my grandfather when I was like 8 that I wanted him mummified so I could always visit him, which is like sweet in one hand, but like really fucking weird for an 8-year-old to say.
That's like a heck of a lot weirder than what Kylie said, because at least there's some sort of like reason
I was
for her saying that.
really obsessed with ancient Egypt as a kid.
Fair.
Yeah,
Really.
At least with Kylie's stuff, like, it's understandable once you take on the child's mindset that that's what cremation is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like they did it with her grandfather, so it like
Yeah.
infinitely less weird than mummification. Hey, pops, we're gonna mummify you now. Okay, thank.
We're gonna just, like, scramble your brains and draw it out through your nose so that we can put it in a canopic jar and then.
I mean, he already
sling
watches
some toilet
Fox
paper
News.
around
It's
you.
already scrambled.
Ha!
Ayo. Sick drags. Anyway, I don't think I can spend any more time with Kylie, considering how strung I am. How high strung I feel. I am so high strung I can't read my own lines. So it is a good thing that Suarez came for her as soon as I have called. Though it is earlier than the agreed upon time, he voices no complaint. The bastard even has a look of relief. The bastard even has a look of relief as soon as they left. That there's something weird there, and I can't figure out what it is.
Shouldn't it be they've left? Or they have left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a part of me was kind of hoping we'd get like a sprite of him and that it would be like a fifth brother for the
Holy
like,
shit!
you know.
That'd be so good. Oh, that would be
Another lead
so
to add to
good.
the Lee pack.
Welcome to the Lee Value Pack. Order right now.
Did we ever mention on the recording how the priest also looks like General Lee and the bartender? I can't remember if we did.
No,
What?
because
I
we've
love
never
him.
actually seen the priest.
Yeah. So we haven't mentioned it on the recording, but both Coco and I have unfortunately stumbled into the territory of look up all the other stuff that we didn't do.
I
And-
found out about that from looking up the voice actor, because that voice actor is also in Dying Light. And I was like, oh shit. Because, yeah, Coco, you were watching my stream of that, weren't you? And I was like, wow, his voice actor sounds familiar.
I think so, yeah.
Because Moon was it was Moon too. Moon was like, yeah, it's the detective.
And
So-
and also at the very beginning when Elizabeth first arrives at the mansion, the taxi driver who drives her there, he has
You
the
mean
same voice.
Isabella?
What did I say?
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth?
Oops.
We're just
Sorry.
making Isabella whiter and whiter, guys. We gotta stop that.
I was like, who's Elizabeth?
This
I'm
whitewash.
sorry, I'm still super drugged up right now.
It was a mosquito.
Why are you drugged up?
Okay,
She got
so
an infection.
no,
from
not just
mosquitoes.
that. Not just that, but I've never had any problems with pollen before. This year it's been killing me. So not only do I have to
Mm.
take medicine for that, I have this infection, and I've also just been generally like having a cold for some fucking reason.
Yeah, because the
So-
allergies.
I'll be real with y'all. I did not hear infection for a while.
What were you?
I heard erection each time.
Yes, I got an erection from a mosquito.
I just thought like maybe I wasn't sure. I was like maybe the word for bug bite translates to erection. I don't fucking know. I didn't want to be weird.
Then you had like a major in English or something.
Yes, but I don't know what. Listen, I went like
Listen, you studied English, not other languages.
I studied English for the literature. Defo
went
not
hard-
for the spelling because I would have failed that shit.
She went hard into white girlness. Don't judge her.
It's true. Like English is the
She also got like, the most
top-tier
useless
white
degree
girl
ever.
language. English is the top tier white girl degree.
Yeah, it's also the most useless degree.
No, my other one's philosophy. That one might be worse.
Damn.
Well, okay, that's true. You didn't get a sociology degree, so it's not
Literally,
the
my
most
mother was
useless.
like, "Please get a degree with your philosophy degree," and I was like, "I'm gonna get English," and she's like, "Fuck."
Yay!
But yeah, so the thing is that so the cabbie from Isabella's chapter has the
Right.
same voice actor, but we never see a sprite of him, so we can't confirm if he's one of the brothers. The bartender and the chief inspector both have similar sprites, and the priest has a similar sprite. They're all fucking related and all played by the exact same guy.
Did that
For
poor
voices.
mother have triplets, quadruplets? Like, cause
We're
Maybe.
thinking possibly quintuplets because I think there's also a mention of like another brother that we haven't heard of or seen,
Jesus.
who's like
Rip
not
that
in
woman.
this game. And it's like, and on top of it, they all have the same voice. It's like you do realize that twins don't exactly work like that, right?
But this is anime twins.
I think
Of
they're just
course.
kind of poking fun because even Zach says like something along those lines. Huh? I think I've seen that person somewhere before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like a "Are you paying attention?" thing.
See, my theory is it's like the Adventure Zone's second arc with Rockport, where every NPC is Tom Bodette. It's just an entire town full of Tom Bodette. That's it. There's nobody else but Lee. Lee is literally every other character that we do not have a sprite for.
It fucking weirds me out when he talks in Dying Light too, because he only has like 3 voice lines. And the one that I always hear is, "I don't have time for looky-loos." And I'm like, can you fucking not though? Like, can you please have another line? You are the shopkeep, you're gonna have to deal with this.
Anyway, I think we've
Yes.
delayed enough.
Or at least, I interpreted it as such from where I stood by one of the windows, not bothering to step out and greet the man. That's rude.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No doubt he still doesn't trust me around his spawn. Dude, I
mean-
relate too hard with Luke Wright because children are
Hey.
spawns.
Hey Luke, do you know who you are? That might explain why he doesn't trust you around his spawn.
Well, he has every right to be suspicious of me. I am a dangerous man, after all. But to my chagrin, that leaves me with the rest of the day with nothing to do. So basically what I'm hearing is Kylie is going to be fucking Chloe Grace Moretz's character from Kick-Ass. Just evil instead of good. Well, aside from picking up the mess Kylie left scattered about in the parlor, did she leave the doll here?
He's gonna see a
Oh.
drawing she made.
Oh shit, that'll be real good too. To my immense relief, she remembered to take her doll home with her this time. But the same cannot be said of the crayons and papers littered here and there. First things first. I snatch my own doodle off the table and rip it to shreds, leaving no hope that it will see the light of day. The rest of the drawings, all Kylie's, remain unharmed as I collect the lot. Though they have been stacked neatly on the table before, they must have been blown about when I saw Kylie off, from the windows that don't open. And there are plenty of them. From cats and cakes to colourful rainbows and gardens, the child managed to make a lot during her morning here. There is one more that I have to fish out of the fireplace where it landed.
Foreshadowing.
Yep. Expecting to see another one of Kylie's masterpiece, I am instead greeted with something a bit more concerning.
What is now?
Foreshadowing.
That's fucking wild. I love it. There's me, and there is Kylie. The two of us side by side and smiling as our stick figure selves stand in a nondescript field. That much I can ascertain without looking at the labels below the doodle's feet. But a third figure stands next to me in the drawing.
Ghost leaning over his shoulder. Hey, that's pretty good.
Hang it on the fridge! A woman, with her face hidden behind a curtain of black. Takako, the writing under her supplies.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
One big happy
One big
family.
happy family.
Beautiful.
Nice. Isn't that the name of... Oh no, Full House is the name of the achievement in Stardew.
Taka who?
Takako, a friend I made.
The hairs on the back of my neck stand on end, and I feel a chill going down my spine. A breath. That isn't mine.
Holy
It's
fuck, you were right.
yeah, it's a whisper from the game, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was Tori being a shitlord, but apparently it's
No,
the game.
this brings from the game. We've had that so many times, and every single time someone's like, "Is that so and so doing it?"
And it's always you or me.
No, I think it was
So since
Q-Man
it wasn't
last.
me, it had to be Tori. That has me turning around, expecting, hoping to see someone, anyone. But nothing.
Aww.
And that's when I hear it. That doesn't sound sweet or merry at all, my dude. That sounds just straight up like the closers from Silent Hill 3. Laughter, sweet and merry laughter, ringing from the ballroom.
Sweet and merry.
Yeah, Thinking about it has my cheeks burning and my blood running hot. It's as if I'm being mocked. As I stomp towards the door like the adult I am, I have to stop myself from shouting up a storm. I expect to see some of the help dallying about, idle from their duties. Perhaps they thought they could slack off in their duties without the head butler around with my preoccupation with Kylie. Well, they had another thing coming. But again, nothing. Nothing from what I can see with a cursory glance at the very least. I roam around, looking for near impossible hiding places. And still, I'm all alone. Yet I can still hear the laughter, that accursed laughter, echoing about in the room, in my head.
Who's there? Show yourselves and show some respect to the master of the house.
Now the helper like, oh god, here it goes again. Cold uneasiness settles into my stomach when no one answers. I stumble on my own 2 feet, feeling a wave of nausea come from nowhere. I have to put a hand against the wall to stay upright when the world shifts and pain explodes from behind my eyes. It takes every ounce of my self-control not to heave then and there.
Didn't someone else have this reaction before?
Hannah.
Was it Hannah?
I'm almost positive it was.
I feel like it was one of the guys, like Zach. I think
Oh,
it may have been
maybe?
Zach. The heaving thing in particular.
Maybe I'm just thinking Hannah because she's been the one that's been the most, like, physically ill the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole thing... The only thing my pride allowed me to do then is to close my eyes. and attempt to alleviate some of the pain. Vague, unfamiliar images, dare I say memories not mine, flash in my head unbidden and unwelcome.
Oh shit, are we actually gonna get them?
That'd be nice. Like a strong hammer strike to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in two. That's a migraine, dude. Whatever emotions they hold are muted. I'm nothing but a spectator. Still, its weight feels palpable. Though it doesn't take long for these sensations to get into my head, through my eyes and my ears. It creeps and buzzes in the spaces between.
Show me the memory fragments, you ass.
One after the other they come at me. An unending flood that threatens to sweep me away for what feels like an eternity. Each one a show of both joy and suffering for those who have called this mansion their home. Each new scene is like a hammer to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in two. I can feel every little emotion in the blurry images that present itself in my head. I can feel a part of these, like I've lived through them, though I know that is not possible. All the anger burns through me, that much is evident. But the pain more so. And above all of it are the whispers. The voices calling, luring, until one image emerges in a vivid contrast with the others. When there's a shout of joy, my eyes snap open looking for the culprit. That's when the whole room just changes. Everything is the same, yet everything isn't. There are
Okay, so
people
hold on.
everywhere.
Hold on.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if we actually did manage to get the memory fragments, if that's where they would have shown up.
I
Oh,
think we
that would have
would've-
been
in
really cool.
succession.
I think we would have gotten a ding for that.
Maybe? I don't know.
But maybe,
But anyway,
yeah.
continue. I'm thinking that just because, like, that's a really long time to, like, have all these descriptions, but yet all we see is black. And
Yeah.
it's literally just because the fact that we haven't, like, successfully obtained any memory fragments.
That would be pretty radical.
How are we supposed to get those again?
You have to
Kill
kill
people.
everyone.
Oh, I see.
Literally everyone has to die. Or I think Coco said it before, as to the canonical ending, there are 3 specific people who have to die in order to get them. So,
I see.
it sucks.
There are people everywhere, laughing and dancing. I should be concerned about them, but my mind finds it easy to dismiss them as they fade in and out from nothingness. Instead, I find my concentration drawn to a man and a woman, though one can only call them a lord and lady going by their clothes. And oh, just see how happy the couple looks. Though the man's eyes are eerily blank, like he's not all there. His face is familiar, though. In fact, they both are, but I can't quite place why.
It's not like you have several portraits of them around the house.
No,
I know, right?
no. The two make for a pretty picture as they dance in the center of the ballroom. Even the phantom crowd's attention to stay on them. It reminds me so much of Hannah and I during the early days of our marriage. The honeymoon years, they call it. We were happy then too. All smiles and her sunshine. Even with the normal dreary weather. Younger, we had less to worry about. Or at least thought that way. I thought, wished, we could go on that way, even with all that I did and had to do. But life has a way of catching up. There was work to be done. Although we had to stay the loving, perfect couple in public, I could not afford to look so weak. To appear tied down to someone else, to those who knew who I really am. I had to harden my heart when I have business, But it hadn't always been so easy to just switch that part of me on and off. I should be concerned about their intrusion too. And what the bloody hell they are doing in my house? Throwing a party as if they own the place. Ask myself how the fuck I didn't notice what was going on before, when the parlor and the foyer are both only a few doors away. There's a horrid feeling of envy. And though I have long accepted that I am a jealous person by nature, I have never felt such a strong feeling of envy as I have now. They were happy with each other, these people. But Hannah and I... Envy turned to anger. Anger for something I could not have. But I have the feeling that yelling and screaming at them won't do much of anything anyway. Not if the others have given me notice. I realize that this might not even be real. It dawns on me that these two are the people from the paintings. The ones all over the mansion. Which makes sense. I don't think I'm imaginative enough to make this all up on my own. This must be a dream.
Yeah, of course.
Or a really horrible high. Just then, I can feel eyes on me as I contemplate the absurdity of the situation. Yet I find difficulty in trying to tear my eyes away from the two dancing. I manage. And I regret looking away. Well, hello! What is up?
Yep.
Alright, I knew we were getting into, like, the hype train part of the game, but, like, I didn't expect it to be this good, you know?
Yeah, that's the most stable drawing of her I think we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's the most, like, dead one, too.
Yeah.
Like, her fingers are all fucked up. Yeah.
Her arm.
The woman from the garden stands beside me. I can hear her rattling breath. Let's try that again. I can hear her rattling breath, menacing and chilling. Everything in me screams to run. But something pins me to the spot, as she just looks at me, watching and waiting. The clamor of their voices fill the ballroom. Although they say such welcoming words, I do not feel comforted by the madness I'm experiencing. Their joyous voices turn sinister and foreboding in my ears. The chorus of people that shouldn't exist, threaten to overwhelm me, drown me even as I stand on dry land. The music still plays as the Phantom Quartet continues while I stand here, vulnerable and afraid. But the dance has already ended. And I'm afraid that I might just be tonight's entertainment. Attention is all well and good, until bullocks like this go down. These phantom people watch me. Thousands of eyes scrutinizing, though they cheer for my return, cajole me to dance and join the merriment. There are eager hands all oh, hold on, sorry, I'm slipping to Marianne. There are eager hands all over, pulling me in every direction, but they do not move me enough to remove me from the woman's gaze.
Listen. Can you not hear them as they welcome you home? Your kind, our kind. You're one of us, my love. We are bonded by the blood we share.
Excuse me?
What?
What?
If I thought the voices were overwhelming before, it is nothing compared to how they are now. Their voices are loud, speaking in unison, and echoing ever on in the spaces of my head. They welcome me back, as if I've always belonged, as if I was meant to be here in the first place. They call me all these titles and names that do not belong to me, and that man's face, the one with the empty eyes, flashes again before me. Why can I not stay out of Marianne? This is really bothering me. I'm so sorry. Once, fleetingly, like a new memory having burned itself in my mind. I have to struggle for air when I come back to myself after.
I'm not. This isn't.
Ooh, that's a good face.
Ooh.
Meow. It just looks like a cat to me.
Thanks.
With like the dilated pupils, and now he has like his fist up like that.
I am Luke Right. Yeah. The welcomes turn into screams at my protest, pained and desperate pleas for my help, telling me that it is my duty to stay. Telling me that I belong among them, to them. Gentle touches turn near threatening. The warning scratches and the baring of teeth by predators before they truly maim someone. My mouth goes dry as I struggle to speak some sense in this hallucinatory madness, but I don't get the chance as they drown out my voice.
Our Lord, my Prince.
At her words, there is a compulsion to stay. Though my heart races in my chest, the fear I should be experiencing refuses to register in my head. Mind and body war with each other, nearly tearing me in two.
Oh, you finally returned to us.
The compulsion to walk into her arms is strong. Whispers in my head, telling me to go to her. They say that she is safety. She is home and heart.
We have waited for so long.
But repulsed at these thoughts, I wrench away and turn with a small gasp. Without hesitation, I start to make a run for it. I nearly falter when an angry shriek pierces the air, inhuman and monstrous. I don't dare look back, I just run. I didn't care if this thing is a drug-induced hallucination or not. Just run!
Run, Coco, run!
Basically me running anymore. Out of the ballroom. And out of the parlor. It's only then that I bother to look back, hoping and praying to the god I scorn that it did not pursue me. I would have run all the way out of the mansion too, if only someone didn't get in my way. I collide with a body much larger than mine and fall back on the ground, head spinning as I look up at the stained glass. Turning my head to the side replaces the colorful sight with a pair of shiny black shoes. Fatigue fills every inch of my being then, making me refuse to get up. Meanwhile, a familiar head of ginger hair looks down at me in bemusement.
You really must look where you're going if you insist on running about. Do tell, where is the fire?
Oh, thank God you're here.
I do hope you don't have a concussion. Can you count backwards from 15 to 1 for me?
Oh, fuck off, you wanker. Just help me up.
I do not think insulting me if you do have a concussion is a smart decision. But no, really. 15 to 1.
That woman, she was here. I told you to keep an eye out for her.
The other man offers an arm and pulls me to my feet then. But before I can storm off and pull him into the ballroom, he anchors me down with one hand on my shoulder and the other touching the back of my head.
No bruising or bump. That still does not mean that you don't have a concussion. If you are too lazy to count backwards, can you tell me your full name? Where are you currently?
We don't have Lucille Mitchell Wright, and this is the Ermengarde bloody fucking foyer. But we don't have time for this.
You must make and have the time to make sure you are not broken in the head.
Well, I mean, that is an
I already
obvious
sent
answer.
security to scour the whole house when I saw you running out of the parlor, Dummkopf. If the woman is here, they will have her. You will only be slowing them down if you plan to interfere.
When he points that out, I realize that there are guards starting to filter into the house as we speak, with some already searching the nearby rooms. Armed and uniformed men go about in pairs, making it so that the house is a flurry of activity. He lets go of me then, with the knowledge that I'm not going to keel over anytime soon.
I was hoping that you would be tired from dealing with the young miss on my return. Instead, you come running and hit your head. Such a troublesome boy. Shall I be carrying you to bed, too?
I can manage just fine on my own. Though I don't see how I can sleep until that woman is caught.
It'll be easier to keep you safe in your quarters. This is twice we've known the woman to break in. I think we can safely presume that you hold her interest.
He says it, as a matter of fact, in a tone that brook no argument. Not like I'll argue if it means I'm kept safe. The two of us hurry upstairs, though we remain watchful and wary of any potential threats to my person. We make it to the master bedroom without any trouble, though, and two of the security are left outside the door. No problems at all. Not until we get inside. Johan's eyes scan the room wildly, a look of dread on his usually stoic face. And I don't understand for a moment. Looking around the bedroom, it's empty.
Oh no.
But then I realize.
Where's Hana? She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she?
She's supposed to be here. I sent one of the maids to accompany her here, to let her rest.
One of the maids, you say?
I feel the color drain from my face when he raises a hand to stop me from charging out there.
Stay.
I'm not staying in here while Hana stays out there.
One of the guards will find her and bring her here.
And what if they don't? What if that woman gets to her first? What if she already has her?
That's not possible.
You can't promise that.
There's no second thought as I reach under the side of my bed and pull out one of my knives. I have no doubt that the other man can take me on if we are both unarmed. But with this, I can even the field. Or at least deter him from escalating the situation and risk hurting either of us.
I'm going out there to look for Hana, and you're either with me or you aren't. I'm not risking Hana, and I'm not leaving her alone.
Still, like a stubborn mule, he refuses to budge from the door. There's a withering look on him that I try to match. One that somehow I am losing fast to, even with him not saying a word yet.
Can you see yourself in the mirror right now? You are in no proper state to go looking for anyone. If it will make you happy, I will do the looking. But please, and don't make me repeat this, stay where it's safe, where security can find you. We already have one person to be worried about. Please don't add another one to it.
Perhaps it is his tone. In spite of his general disdain for virtually everything that has to do with me, I'd like to think that over the years he has grown to care for Hana at least. Much as I loathe to admit this, I trust him with her safety over any servant in this house. So, an acquiesce.
You have 2 hours, Shirokin. I don't think it'll take that long to find one missing woman in this house. 2 hours. Any more than that, and I'm going out there.
And with that, we will leave this episode right here. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye!
Does she want to investigate this case or just do some sightseeing, I wonder? My money's on sightseeing.
What
money? Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Coco is here, and we're continuing the Ace Attorney project as with previous cases. I now have a new crew with me to voice act this case, and they are all people who are going to be on the channel for the very first time. So, up first, Side Quest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Brizzy,
And I'm Simon.
and we are Side Quests, and we're really excited to be part of the project.
Yep. I met them when they followed 4pixels. I checked out some of their Let's Plays, Gone Home, and I've been following the Final Fantasy X one. Please do give them a look-see. They're great. And our third guest is Binks. Well, would you like to introduce yourself, Binks?
Okay, my name is Boricua Binks 217. I have a channel on YouTube, and I'm so happy to be here as well. I'm a big fan of Coco and a big fan of Ace Attorney.
Yes, we're all very, very huge fans of this series.